Tonight's tactical enhancement is some more of Beyonce's celebrity whiskey. Tonight we're playing Victory at Sea. It's nominally 1,000 points. We just faffed about to get it, but it's actually 1,100 and a bit for the Axis. That's the Germans with some Japanese support, and it's 900 and a smidge for the British, because we rolled up last down for the British. So if they want to win, they've got to destroy one enemy ship and get the most points, or for a minor victory, just get the most points. And the Axis rolled up destroy. So to get a major victory, they've got to kill every British ship. To get a minor victory, just get the most victory points, which is actually quite achievable when they've got 200 more points worth of stuff, including 2 of the Japanese torpedo boats, a heavy cruiser, and what's effectively a battleship over there. So talk us through, what are your ships there, the German ones?
So we've got 2 1936A destroyers, and we've got Bismarck.
It is Bismarck. Oh, well, I look forward to sinking it again. I brought Fairy Swordfish, that should help.
Oh yes, well that only damaged it, I remember.
Well, that's enough. I mean,
yeah. They hit the rudder and it just went in a big circle for about 12 hours, and then the rest of the fucking British fleet showed up. And then
made it a lot easier for everyone else to catch the fucker, I suppose.
Yeah.
Whereas the Japanese got 2 of the Kagero, they're the ones which are 100 points each. The glass cannon of glass cannons. The only thing they've got going for them is they're hard to hit.
Yeah, lots of torpedoes.
Fuck tons of very expensive torpedoes. And they've got
Congo class battle cruiser, 375 points, and
more pretty than effective, but damn, it's a good looking ship. Whereas the British have got a couple of cheap destroyers, King George V, nice competitive battleship. She will be outgunned, but I thought just to mix it up, I'll take a carrier, and I've loaded up with Fairy Swordfish. I was going to take something more modern, 1943 fast-ish dive bomber, but I thought, no, hang on a minute, that's kind of cheaty. We want this to be a proper competition, or at least a fun game. So I've toned them down to Fairy Swordfish, which move at 10 inches per turn and do torpedoes, so they'll be way less effective, but it should make for a fun game. On that note, we shall roll initiative for turn 1. So D10 for this one.
D10.
Oh, you've got a 7 to go up against.
9.
9, alright. Well, you've got the initiative. We will check in at the end of turn 1. End of turn 1, it was extremely quick because there was no shooting. So I decided to, well, I did orders to get 2 flights up, but I only managed to get 1. And I've turned my fleet this way to close in for the battle. Andrew said I was going to hide behind smoke all day, but that's incredibly boring and really just delays the inevitable. The Japanese heavy cruiser went this way, and the entire fleet is coming over here to meet my guys so that I can't go and pick on this guy all by his lonesome. And we've got these 2 flights chuffing off up here. So it's time to roll for initiative for turn 2.
3.
What'd you get? 3? Alright, 5. Yeah. Woohoo! This time you get to move your ship first. End of turn 2. We've closed the distance a bit more. See, the aeroplanes are very slowly closing the distance, and the entire German fleet is heading this way. And the thing that cracks me up about this is that we got some long-range opening shots at just over 29 inches between the King George and the, what's that thing?
It's the Congo class battle cruiser.
Yeah, and we all managed to miss each other because we were just outside of close range, long range.
Extreme range, yeah.
Yes, and then Bismarck fired some long-range dual-purpose guns at the Fairy Swordfish and missed.
See him?
We shall roll for the next turn.
7.
9.
Hey, this time you gunned me.
Oh, I fucking hope so. We'll check in at the end of turn 3. End of turn 3, and I've moved the British fleet to go this way to separate out the German contingent from the Japanese one. because these guys moved off to the side to prolong their life and not get hit by torpedo bombers. And I didn't want my planes to get drawn over there and shot at over time. So it would have been shot at by 2 capital ships with long-range guns. And what I really want to do is to not have to fight both of the big capital ships at the same time with my capital ship. So we're going this way. So Bismarck has done a hard to port, dodge the rocks. The base that's on there is actually just water, in my attempt at water effects. It's not actually the rocks themselves. So a lot of the fleet is going this way. In fact, it's pretty much the British against the Germans at this point. I've rolled up another couple of dive bombers. And I'm
Special mention over here.
Oh, I'll get to that prick. So I'm basically massing my torpedo bombers on the hope that one of my attack runs gets through. And the odds are they won't. Just because, I mean, even if all 3 were to get through the AA, I've only got the odds are one of those will actually hit. So the odds are not great, but I'm going to have a go at it. So Andrew's looking at me resentfully because I took an Air Force and he didn't. Now, the only exchange of fire, I actually had the initiative. I shot this fella at this guy and knocked off, I don't know, 6 points or something, not very much. I think I did a critical on his AA.
Yeah.
And in return, he rolled up a fistful of Yahtzee because it's Emilio and that's what he does. Did about 9 points of damage and rolled a 10 on the critical chart. Did an extra, did an extra 2d6 actually, but fortunately rolled low on those. But the critical thing is I can't repair criticals. I can't do damage control rolls. So at some point, this ship is going to be fucking rooted. So that's going to set the scene for some more of the game. And on that note, we're going into turn 4. They've rolled their dice. They've got a 7. I got a 9. Well, that's what you get for, doing critical damage to my ships. That note, we'll check in at the end of turn 4. End of turn 4. Let's see, we've got the initiative again.
Oh, I've got to roll for repairs.
Went this way, put some smoke on the back. You go ahead and roll your repairs. Only got 1 flight up this time, but I'm managing to mass a few, which I'm going to need because I sent 3 torpedo bombers over here, and they all fucking missed. That was woeful.
That's it, right.
Over here, we put a bit of damage onto that boy, hit the engines twice, did 2 criticals on the engines.
Just repaired one.
And just repaired one. In return, they put 1 critical on our engines. Exchanged a bit of fire here between destroyers, did 2 points each, but obviously mine's only 1 point away from critical, whereas he's hunky-dory. Let's see, this lot have decided to come back to the battle. They're chasing now. And the Congo tried to do a long-range shot at the aircraft carrier, but was 5 mil out of range. It's 30 inches and a smidge. Now that's going to be moving like the clappers next turn, but he's still going to be in the range to do some damage to it. So he's not going to be able to avoid forever. And these pricks here are going to run away very slowly, because that's what they do, before they get blasted out of the sky in retaliation for having done nothing useful.
That's where we'll do it wrong.
Oh, they're conspiring. That's what happens when you take on 2 people in a team.
Yeah.
Alright, let's roll initiative for turn 5.
What do you roll?
I got 6.
6. Yeah.
What'd you get? 9 by the look of things.
8.
8. Well, that'll do it.
Wins a win.
Alright. No worries. Well, you got initiative. We'll check in at the end of turn 5. End of turn 5. And well, we've had some biff over here. That destroyer's crippled, and the other one was torpedoed out of the water by a German destroyer, which cost about twice as many points and just dumped all of its torpedoes. Only 1 hit. Did the job. We exchanged some fire, a little bit of critical there. Nothing much on my fella. And then this fired broadside at my ship, but I'm using evade. And it's worked. It's reduced the amount of hits quite substantially. It's reduced the amount of fire I pour out as well. But, well, he's still here. And that's saying something. I've got flights coming back because I did nothing last turn. I've got flights heading out, looking for some target that's worthwhile. Yes, it's a tricky game to try and win at the moment. I'm actually currently down on points, but we've only sunk one ship. So we'll go into turn 6 and see what happens. Let's roll initiative.
There you go.
10 against 2. Well, we better fucking make it count, frankly. Alright, I'll check in at the end of turn 6. Let's see, I came this way to avoid that big boy over there, so I don't have to deal with one target. Shot it up good, got rid of all its AA just in time for these guys to come in and roll a fuck ton of 6s. Only one of the torpedoes actually hit, but the one that did rolled up maximum damage on the weapon's critical and just blasted the living Christ out of it. That's on top of rolling a 10 and getting 2d6 out of that, and getting rid of its repair ability, although I don't think there's anyone left to repair it at this point. So we got the heavy cruiser, prettiest ship in the game, is gone. Bismarck polished off my other destroyer and dumped quite a few rounds on the aircraft carrier, but not enough for me to worry about it just yet. But another 2 volleys like that needs some trouble. Of course, I'm running out of planes that have viable torpedoes. You know, I fired 7 planes and only one of them has actually hit anything.
Yes.
Needing 5s. Alright.
We got 3 viable destroyers heading your way.
Yeah, and those 2 have long lance, so it's going to be a bit dangerous this coming turn. That guy's going to make his escape, I reckon. I may need to get some more points out of this game before the end of it in order to stay ahead, because one of my capital ships is probably going to bite the dust, I reckon. On that note, time to roll for initiative. 5. You can do it. We can't remember much right now. It's very late.
It is very late.
4. You're being getting gypped in the initiative stakes. Moving into turn
7.
Probably turn 7. Fucked if I know. The next turn, you guys move your ship and we'll check in at the end of that turn. Okay, end of turn. I don't know, 6 or 7, probably 7. Either way, it's game. And my, what a closing turn that was. We got some planes back here to start the landing. We only managed to launch 1. We got, 3 originally against this destroyer. 1 got shot down. The other 2 managed to miss. I've sent in about 11 planes, 10 or 11 planes. Lost 2. Shot, must have sent in 11. Shot 9 times and hit once. But that once was after my battleship whomped on the heavy cruiser. Cleared out as AA if nothing else, and then I had 5 flights here. 1 got shot down, and the other one out of those 4, 1 of them hit, and that's all it took. I just rolled a fuckload of Yahtzee, and there goes 375 points worth of ship. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do anything about this fellow. Actually, this fellow missed, didn't he?
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, completely, I think.
Yeah, see, I went on evade. We fired some rounds at... did I fire rounds at that? Probably not. I can't even remember. But the Japanese destroyers got within point blank, unleashed, and even with evade, they didn't quite destroy it, but they fucked him up quite badly. It was on about, I think, about 14 points of damage, and then this guy fired some rounds in, and it wasn't enough to kill it outright, but he got a critical on the engines, which were already at 6. And when that happens, you do another 6. So there was 3d6, and that cascaded onto something else, and so on and so forth. And that was a lot of fire into one King George, and it blew. So this is an interesting one. If the King George had managed to survive all of that, I would have had a minor victory. But as it is, the King George did not survive all of that, even when evading like a mad bastard. I thought I was going to have to flood the magazines next turn in order to survive. But no, it's a minor victory to the Axis fleet. And a very interesting game. Gentlemen, what have we learned?
Torpedoes are absolutely devastating.
Yeah.
They're fucking obscene.
Yeah. And they're torpedoes from planes, and you you won the skies. There was no contest. The AA just wasn't good enough. We
No.
dropped a couple of planes.
I think I fumbled
killed
the.
one,
I
didn't
think
we?
I fumbled the skies. To be honest
I
with
killed
you.
one and you killed two or something.
No, I only killed.
One?
I think I killed one.
I killed one too.
Actually, you killed two because you got one over here.
Did I?
Yeah, so I think you killed 3 planes all up, and I had 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 planes actually to attack runs. That should have been 3 hits. I got 1 hit out of my torpedoes in the whole fucking game.
But you can see the best move Chris did was bring a pack of planes over, and your battleship had already done damage to my.
Yeah. I had to mass planes for this to work.
Yeah, and it worked. It was a good plan.
And a couple of observations. If we were playing more of a competitive game, I would have taken dive bombers, which are worth 20 points per plane. Instead, I took these things which are worth 10. I would have been hitting more freedom and sooner. Although that said, almost all of my planes except for one did manage to get a shot in.
10 inches, which is a huge restriction for you compared to your up planes, which you could fly 20 something.
The reason I didn't is because it's a friendly game, and when one guy has got air and the other guy doesn't,
It's not really a game.
yeah, exactly. And look, Andrew doesn't play this game as much as me and Emilio, so we know what we're doing to each other when we decide to take this and not that. But Andrew, I think, throwing the Air Force at the Bismarck as when the Bismarck's got no air cover is a known phenomena.
I think we know what happened there. I think the Germans learned the hard way though.
Yeah.
I think as well, we played a lot of the evade rule in this game, and the evade rule probably saved Chris early on.
Yeah.
Yep, I had to use evade because no matter what I did, I was getting ganged up on.
And then also, if you didn't use evade now, we would need that battleship to sink you. The Japanese destroyers.
Yeah, it would have been gone already.
Torpedoes have gone in.
Well, one thing that made a big difference is that rule where light guns don't get the -1 for shooting destroyers, so it makes destroyers a little bit less useful now.
Yeah, I've temporarily forgotten that, but it does mean that when you're doing a destroyer run on a ship like this one, you do need to send in a proper number of ships.
Yeah, because battleships have got a lot of light guns. So they can very quickly cripple destroyers once they get too close. So I think that makes torpedoes a little bit less effective.
Yeah, look, I must admit, I very rarely use destroyers on torpedo runs because I'm usually fielding either the Japanese or the Americans, and the American torpedoes don't work, and the Japanese ones can let rip far enough away that those light guns aren't as much of a problem. Well, that's because I only bother using long lance torpedoes. The British fleet is my least often played, and I don't know if it's the weakest fleet. It's actually there's some good things in the British fleet.
Yeah, you wouldn't think it would be because it's probably one of the most numerous navies at this point. It's just a lot of old stuff.
At a strategic level, yes, but they had a complete crapshoot of all sorts of stuff from really good gear. Like the King George battleship's a fucking good battleship. They got these tiny little fast tribal destroyers, which are great value for points. Ark Royals, no slouch. A few other things, but then they've got a whole lot of weird old shit and experimental designs.
Yeah,
and
it's very ad hoc.
the Admiralty's had it for too good for too long, and they're doing too many weird things. All of which is fine for innovation and managing an empire, but in a miniature war game, it doesn't necessarily give you as good an option as, say, the German or even the Italian fleet, which are both pretty well optimised as fairly modern fleets.
Yeah.
But yes, we did devastating properly, because we sometimes forget to do that properly.
And it is properly devastating. It's unbelievably good.
Yeah.
D6 for the damage. Once you get through, you can just blow away a ship very, very quickly.
And you know what? I think we both had some astounding luck in both directions.
You had initiative rolls that went your way 6 times out of
That's true.
7 times.
I had that.
Seven,
But
We only won once, and that was
7
the first turn when it
initiative
didn't
rolls,
even
you
matter.
won out of 8.
Yeah.
You're like your son.
Yeah,
You
you're one of the other ones. Anyway, yes, I got the initiative a lot, and that certainly helped. I had 2 runs at destroyers, each time throwing 3 planes at them, and managed to whiff both. So that's like 120 points worth of destroyers that I didn't get.
The
And if
islands,
I got-
didn't, the
if I got
islands
the-
didn't get in the way. That was in this game. Really, they didn't get in the way, did they? Only here
No,
you
they
lost
did.
one
No,
firing
they
round.
did. They effectively split your fleet because I ducked and dodged around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you were going to come
I
this
veered,
way.
I veered left, everyone went that way, then I veered right, and it took longer.
Mm.
Otherwise, you would have been able to pick your moment with your destroyers, and I would have been getting pegged by both
Probably
battleships.
Two turns earlier, probably.
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah, you would have smashed me 2 turns earlier.
Yeah.
Well, and the fact that you didn't hide on your battle line behind smoke screens.
Ah,
Well,
yeah,
like-
yep.
I think we need to.
Yeah, it wasn't
take note of
excessive.
That was really good of Chris to
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
I-
weren't
Because he could have
excessive.
made it impossible
If
for us to win.
if it's a tournament, we would have. You would have spent most of the game just trying to pick off my fucking destroyers while I amassed
Yeah.
fighters.
And you would have just gone all that way, like under a smoke screen, covered by.
Yep. Then turned around and fired with my guns and
Yeah.
dumped a few swarms of fighters.
Yeah.
So as it was, Chris did,
Yeah, it was
the
good.
gentlemanly thing and turned to fire.
Yeah, we had a proper tactical game,
Yeah.
which was a lot more fun, I have to say.
I think this game, you really need to play it with friends rather than a competitive environment because I don't think this game is suited to competitive play.
Yeah, and look, we picked missions which matched up against each other because it makes it more balanced, and we are competitive guys. We do like to balance our games.
I also think that I felt like Chris was winning the game for the first 6
I
turns.
thought he was winning the whole game until the last,
Yeah,
the last turn.
I was you were ahead on points, but I was ahead on everything else in terms of getting shit to work. All I needed was for that little cunt there to live, and that would have been a major victory.
Yeah, and those guys to torpedo my destroyer.
That would
and
have.
it would have been like a pretty good victory for you. So.
Well, yeah, and look, in the realm of if buts and maybes, because we all know that the dice do what the dice do. If I picked off that guy earlier and then picked off a destroyer,
Then yeah, you would.
then
still
I
be
would
there.
that ship would still be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was my bad luck.
Mm.
But then I had some turns of good luck where I just totally walloped some things.
Your battleship did massive damage.
Yeah, he went down fighting.
I mean, every time he shot,
He was doing damage.
he's doing almost maximum damage.
Yeah, I think I
He
had
did
I had
really
one
well.
shit turn and then a whole lot of just throwing fistfuls of dice at people. It was
And that's
quite
for
nice.
the Congo. I mean, let's face it.
Yeah, he
it's-
did. Chris got a lot of hits. I won't say he didn't get a lot of hits, but he didn't get a lot of criticals.
Yeah, but he did a lot of damage to the Congo because it's only 4+ armor. So he was doing damage on a 2+.
The Congo is this thing you just have to shoot because
It's so easy.
its guns are dangerous enough to require attention and it will vaporize before anything else does. And if
Yeah,
you
it's easy
spend
to
all day
kill.
picking on something else more your own
Yeah.
size, then he will tip the balance
Well,
of
he's
the game.
got 73 hull points. Most of the battleships have got 190 to 120.
Bismarck's got 102, yeah.
Yeah, look, Congo is a World War One battleship.
And it shows.
And so, yeah, it shows, but it may only damage you on a 5+, but you leave that thing unattended, and it will get enough 5+s to ruin your day.
Mm.
Well, that was fun, I have to say. Yeah, it was just an all-round good game.
Yeah, it's a good game to play amongst friends.
It's been ages since
Oh,
we got
it
together
is.
to do this as well, so it was great.
Well, that's true.
Mm.
I'm not sure if I'd join a tournament scene for this,
No.
unless the tournament scene had one hell of a gentlemanly demeanour.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
But it's Warlord games. I find in general are not really tournament games.
No,
They're-
definitely friendly games, yeah.
yeah. Well, gentlemen, that was a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you.
There's plenty of smoke on the table. That's why we like it. So on that note, we're going to it's pumping on a clock. We're going to pack up. Thanks for watching. Feel free to hit like, subscribe, tell your friends, comment on what we did right or wrong. Yeah, time to call it a night.